This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel on this Tuesday morning, June 20th, 2017. We're going to be going over Monday Night Raw last night from Evansville, Indiana. Monday Night Raw tied up some loose ends last night. Roman Reigns' big announcement. We got Enzo and Cass. Finally, that storyline about who is attacking both men has come to a conclusion. Kurt Angle got down to the bottom of it. We got Samoa Joe continuing his quest to become Universal Champion. And we got one big return that a lot of people seen coming, and it was absolutely fucking monstrous. We'll talk about all that right here on Monday Night Raw Review, man. I want to thank everybody for showing your continued love and support, as always, in every which way, man. Whether it's fucking blowing up my Twitter, whether it's pledging to the Patreon page, whether it's using my Audible link, using audibletrial.com, likes, comments, favorites, this, that, sharing it, word of mouth, man. Thank you guys so much for everything. I've seen a little bit of a positive upswing in everything that YouTube has been doing this week, so I greatly appreciate all you guys, you know, coming out and supporting the channel and the podcast, man. It really means a lot. It looks like the YouTube ad thing is kind of leveling out right now as far as what I see. You know, knock on wood. I don't want to jump the gun, but it looks like things are at least heading towards getting back to normal. But I want to thank all you guys for sticking with me and supporting everything that I do, man. Without you, this channel is nothing, and without you, I wouldn't even be here. So thank you guys so much for everything. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. I want to get right into Monday Night Raw and talk about what happened last night, but you guys know the deal, man. Twitter, follow me on Twitter, at JDFROMNY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. We just hit 79,000 subscribers. I would love if we hit 80,000 before we get to SummerSlam, man. That's my goal right now. It's a little, you know, the way things are, it's a little out there, but I hope we can do it. I would love to see just a new round number when I open my YouTube channel. So let's do it, man. Let's get this channel and this podcast to 80,000 subscribers, and then we'd only be 20,000 away from that elusive 100,000. Make sure you guys check out the other videos that I did on the channel this week. Obviously, this past weekend with Off the Script, I did Off the Script Extra. I got the review of Omega Okada, number 2. I did another video where I talked about Roman Reigns and his announcement, and then John Cena and his free agent status in an Off the Script Extra. We got the Money in the Bank review. We got, you know, what happened and what we learned after Money in the Bank, with some sprinkled news and rumors throughout following that event. Man, there's a lot of stuff on the channel, so if you guys missed any of that, it's live on the channel right now, and I linked most of that stuff in the annotations that you see on the video that you're watching right now. Make sure you guys pledge to the Patreon page, patreon.com/JD206. It's one of two places where you can only get Off the Script Retro, man. We got episode number 2 up right now where we talk about WrestleMania 8. And the only other place you guys can get that is through IRWNetwork.com, which is now live. So Off the Script Retro for you guys over there is live. Make sure you check it out. And the only other place you can get it is if you pledge $3 or more on the Patreon page, patreon.com/JD206. We talk about WrestleMania 8, all the news and rumors going into that pay-per-view, how that card should have been constructed and what we actually got in 1992. And this coming weekend, you guys are going to get episode 3, where we're going to be talking about SummerSlam 1992 from Wembley Stadium. Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, versus Bret the Hitman Hart in the main event for the Intercontinental Championship. So look forward to that. Number 3 is coming, man. People are loving it, so get on board if you guys want to hear Off the Script Retro on Patreon and IRWNetwork.com. And as always, guys, you guys know the deal. Audible offering you guys 30 days free to try their service out. Everyone that's new listening, if you're a new listener of Off the Script, if you're a new listener of my channel, Audible is giving you guys 30 days free to try their service out with one free audiobook of your choice. All you have to do is go through the sign-up process and visit my unique link, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Over 180,000 books to choose from. A lot of those are wrestling related. If you guys don't want anything wrestling related, you guys got a sea of books to choose from. Compatible with both iPhone and Android devices. And if you guys cancel within the 30 days, you get to keep your audiobook no matter what, man. Use that link. You're directly supporting the podcast and the channel. So thank you guys so much for really showing some love to the fine people over at Audible. Thank you guys so much. Let's talk Monday Night Raw, man. We had a newsworthy show last night. We had Roman Reigns with his SummerSlam announcement. We had Samoa Joe on his continued quest for the Universal Championship. We had Braun Strowman return, and we had the conclusion of the Enzo and Big Cass storyline, and we finally had, the answer as to who attacked both Enzo and Cass. So based on those things, it's a positive night for Monday Night Raw. Was it a good show? No. Overall, it was not a good show. But the vast importance from the storylines that we've seen last night, to me, it's a positive. A small positive, but a positive nonetheless for Monday Night Raw. Now, I want to talk about, let's start with the biggest thing that happened last night. And the biggest thing that happened last night was the reveal of who was attacking Enzo and Big Cass, okay? We all speculated that it could be the Revival. WWE made mention that it could be the Big Show. The Big Show was thrown into this just as a buffer because they didn't want you to really think, oh, fuck, it's really Big Cass. So they're going to throw Big Show in there and give you the tease of it could possibly be Big Show. The Revival has been seen backstage. People were saying it could have been Kurt Angle himself. People were saying it could have been Corey Graves because he doesn't like Enzo Amore. But in the end, Kurt Angle comes out to close the show. He brings out Enzo and Cass. They do their typical shtick. They do the SAWFT, soft, the whole nine. Then he brings out the Big Show. He brings out the Revival. And all these suspects are standing in the ring. He mentions to Big Show that Big Cass said that he had a golf-sized or baseball-sized lump on the back of his head. And the only man that he could think of on the roster that would do that is the Big Show. He says that when he got punched, it was a huge blow that knocked him out in one shot.
175 to 200 degrees.
So he figured, you know what, it's the Big Show. Let's ask him. Let's see if the Big Show comes clean. Big Show took offense to that. Said, Kurt, after all the years that we traveled together and all the years that we've known each other, you're going to blame me for this at this part of my career or at this stage of my career? I take offense to that. And if you think that I am guilty of this crime, then I don't think I should be on your show. So what does that mean? I got to see your fucking presence on SmackDown? Please. Go back to catering and stay there. Don't come to SmackDown. We don't want to see you on Raw. That doesn't mean we want to see you on SmackDown either. Big Show. So Big Show walks out.
90 degrees.
And he says, listen, fuck this shit. At this stage of my career, I don't need to be playing games like this. If I want to confront somebody, I'll confront somebody face to face and I'll knock the fuck out of you. That's exactly what he said. So Big Show walks away. So the Revival is next up, and they were deemed innocent. They had nothing to do with this at all. Absolutely nothing to do with this. So Dash and Dawson made their case. Kurt Angle says that, listen, the Revival have alibis in the back, and they got a lot of witnesses saying that they did not do this. So they were given the clear. They left the ring. Corey Graves all of a sudden gets up and says, listen, I got some surveillance footage of what happened, and I think this might be of interest to you, Kurt Angle. So Corey Graves on the Titantron shows Big Cass in the back. The night of Big Cass was found attacked with Enzo's gold chains laying next to him. He's shown on the surveillance. He's shown looking around, making sure nobody's around. He pretty much lays on the ground, pretending that someone knocked him out, and he's just covering himself with debris. And Corey Graves was like, oh, what are you doing here, Big Cass? Are you lost? Are you looking for catering? I died laughing at that fucking line. Are you looking for catering? He's like, is this some pre-match ritual? You kicking the equipment back there and pretending that you're being attacked backstage when nobody's around. So Big Cass, you see, the camera pans in on Big Cass. He's looking more and more pissed as time goes on. And he's just listening to Corey Graves. And he's trying to make excuses to Corey Graves. And it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working at all. So Big Cass is in the ring and all of a sudden he just yells out, yeah, I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that did it. He proclaims that he's the superstar of the team, that Enzo is not liked by anybody in the back. He says Enzo has held him down all these years, going back to NXT. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm hoping that they say the line, or he says the line. I'm hoping that Big Cass mentions the reason why they haven't won the tag team championship after being such a hyped team on the main roster is because of Enzo, and that's exactly what he did. I was so proud that they mentioned that. I was so happy that they mentioned that. Enzo is the reason why Big Cass has not won tag team championships on Monday Night Raw. That's the kicker right there. I'm the superstar. I'm the money. You know, your mouth is, you know, he was pretty much saying that his mouth is all that he has, you know. Your mouth is cashing checks that you can't cash. All because you are in front of me. I'm the one standing behind you. You know, I'm the superstar. I'm the stud of this team. I'm the money maker. And all while this is happening, and this is a testament to Enzo, man. You know, this was spot on. And you got to give him props. Cass is just cutting him down. And you see tears coming down Enzo's face, man. That's a good actor. That's a good actor, man. And after all of this, we just see Enzo completely big booted right in the face by Big Cass. Overall, to me, the entire angle felt, I wouldn't say rushed, but by the end of this thing, I was kind of underwhelmed. I don't know how you guys felt. If they really wanted to make it a big deal, I would have had Big Cass destroy Enzo. I don't know what it is with WWE when they have these big payoff angles. I don't know why they just go into it so lazily, you know? This was supposed to be a big breakout moment for Big Cass. Why not take this guy and fucking destroy him to close Monday Night Raw? A big boot. And then all of a sudden, Big Cass stands over Enzo as he big boots him in the face and says, and you can't teach that. That was it? That was it. You know, gone are the days of the fucking barbershop window where Michaels is throwing Jannetty through the fucking barbershop window and he's fucking just bleeding all over the place. You know? What happened with DIY? Look at the fucking split of DIY. You know? Look at how great that was. You know? You had Gargano destroyed by Ciampa because Ciampa thought that everybody disrespected him. They were looking for Gargano to find a new tag team partner as soon as they found Ciampa was injured right before TakeOver Chicago. He took offense to that. He's like, no, Johnny Gargano's not getting one over on me. I'm the star of this team. I am the money. How dare you disrespect me? And look at what he did to Gargano at TakeOver. That's a fucking tag team split. Whatever we seen last night, this was completely underwhelming. Completely underwhelming. And again, I have my worries here. I have my doubts. And it's something that people aren't talking about. And I don't understand why. Not only did we get an underwhelming storyline here, not only did we get an underwhelming conclusion to this, there's no doubt in my mind that Big Cass is going to end up being money. But you got two things to worry about here. One, what are you going to do with Enzo? Enzo is the Jannetty of this team. Enzo is going to be directionless, and he's going to be floating in mid-card purgatory. Probably going to end up being a jobber. So what are you going to do with Enzo? Did you think this through? Yeah, you see money in Big Cass, but what are you going to do with Enzo Amore? How are you going to utilize his talents? How are you going to get the best out of Enzo on Monday Night Raw? I don't think WWE thought that through. Right now they see nothing but Big Cass and money in Big Cass. But you got to worry about what's going to happen to Enzo as well. On top of what's going to happen to Enzo, what are you going to do with the tag team division? What are you going to do with the Monday Night Raw tag team division? You got Rhino and Slater, who are nothing but a fucking throwaway team. Nobody takes them seriously. They had a cup of coffee with the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, and then that's it. They fell right back into nothing. You got Gallows and Anderson. Nobody takes them seriously. You got the Hardys. You got Matt and Jeff. How long do you expect Matt and Jeff to be together? You think the WWE is going to keep Matt and Jeff together for the remainder of the year? Soon as they get the rights to broken, Matt is broken. The Hardys are broken. Jeff is going to be on his own. Matt's going to be on his own. You know WWE wants to fucking utilize both of them in singles capacities. Jeff is loved by everybody in that company. They want to give him a run at the top. And Matt being broken, how much merchandise he's going to sell on his own? So the Hardys aren't going to be around. So right now you got nothing but Rhino and Slater. You got the club, Gallows and Anderson, and you got Sheamus and Cesaro. And you got the Revival. You got 3 teams that are heel and 1 babyface team that means nothing. To me, WWE did not think this through. So what are you going to do? You're going to have the Authors of Pain lose the tag team championships of NXT to Heavy Machinery in Brooklyn, and then you're going to promote the Authors of Pain? What, another heel team? 5 teams on Monday Night Raw? 4 heel teams and 1 babyface team. I don't know what WWE is going to do, but I mentioned this. American Alpha is not doing anything right now on SmackDown Live. John Cena's a free agent, right? John Cena's a free agent. Mr. Free Agent John Cena. He can flip-flop between both brands now, all right? I don't like that because it's hypocritical of WWE and it moves away from what WWE initially wanted with the brand split. It doesn't make the brands unique. If one guy is floating between 2 brands, it's not a brand split. It's not a brand split. But American Alpha hasn't seen the light of day on SmackDown Live. So why not move American Alpha over to Monday Night Raw? Why not move that babyface team over to Monday Night Raw to give that tag team division some more stability? You got the Hype Bros on SmackDown Live. They're a babyface team that's probably going to be doing big things. They're going to be featured a lot on SmackDown Live. Why not move American Alpha over to Monday Night Raw? At least at that point, we could get American Alpha, we could get the Revival, and a battle for the tag team championships. Because you know the fucking wars that those 2 teams went through. If they're allowed to do anything close to what they did on NXT for that tag team division on Monday Night Raw, we'd be good, and I wouldn't complain half as much. I think American Alpha on Monday Night Raw is the right move. Because it would at least stop the bleeding, and it would at least stabilize that tag team division over there. Because the Hardys aren't going to be around. Enzo and Cass are broken up now, unless you find a new tag team partner for Enzo. I don't know. But I did not like the entirety of this angle. I did not like it at all. You know? The words that Cass was saying, okay. We've seen a different side of Cass. We've seen a less robotic Cass. He had a lot of lines to memorize, and it was a good delivery. I just didn't like the overall execution of it. I thought it could have been done a lot better. They should have got fucking massive amount of heat on him last night, and they failed to capitalize on that. A big boot to your partner's face is not what I call a breakup. Okay? You look back at what happened with DIY at TakeOver Chicago, that's a fucking breakup. This, I don't know what the fuck this was. Very, very underwhelming. Very, very underwhelming. And I don't know, again, I don't know if WWE thought this through, man. I'm going to continue ramming that idea down your throat. I don't think the WWE thought about what they were doing here. All they see is Big Cass, his size, and the potential. But what is Big Cass going to accomplish on Monday Night Raw? You place him in a singles role on Monday Night Raw, he's not even top 7 on that show. What is he going to be doing? Is he going to be challenging for world titles? Is he going to be challenging for the Intercontinental Championship? What is his role going to be? Right now, he is a fish in a large pond on Monday Night Raw. He's not going to have a huge role. So why would you take him out of a tag team in which he could thrive in, which he could be utilized in so much more as if he was a singles guy? I don't get WWE's logic. The cost of this is heavy. You're not getting the most out of Big Cass right now. There's a time and a place for a breakup. This was not the time, and this was not the place. You have to have things in place before you start breaking up tag teams. I don't think this is going to end up well right now. I don't think Big Cass is going to have any importance on this show. Right now, anyway. Not in 2017, anyway. And I don't think Enzo's going to come out of this at all. As far as I'm concerned, Enzo's non-existent. He's irrelevant on Monday Night Raw. I don't know, man. We'll see what the continuation of this is. We'll see the follow-up next week. Right now, I'm pretty sure you guys are in agreement with me. Very, very underwhelming. The other big thing that happened was the return of Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns had his SummerSlam announcement. We all figured that it was going to be something with the Universal Championship, and that's exactly what it was. Roman Reigns comes out and says, I have main evented 3 WrestleManias in a row. This is my yard. I am unbeaten one-on-one. Of course you are. When you got Kevin Gang, you know, when you got him fucking gnawing at your cock and balls every fucking week, and you got Vince McMahon fucking, you know, being subservient to you every fucking week, of course you're going to be unbeaten. Nobody's going to beat you one-on-one. So he's going on and on and on about how he's unbeaten. Just ex Finn Balor, ex Bray Wyatt, ex my little brother Seth Rollins. Ask Braun Strowman. I put him out of commission, he says. It's great. It's great. You put Braun Strowman out of commission. At this point, I'm waiting for Braun Strowman to come out here and just fucking decimate Roman Reigns. But he did get his point across. I am unbeaten. That makes me the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship. So he's throwing his name into the hat at SummerSlam. Whoever wins, Brock Lesnar or Samoa Joe, I want them at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Okay. That was nothing that was out of the ordinary. We expected that. The announcement was either going to have to do with that or challenging John Cena now that John Cena is a free agent in WWE. I'm glad it wasn't that, because John Cena more than likely is going to get into a feud with Jinder Mahal over the WWE title. So Roman Reigns now has interjected himself in the Universal Championship picture. Okay? And by the way, he didn't mention Samoa Joe by his name. He says Brock Lesnar and that guy they call Joe. So Joe comes out, obviously taking offense to this. He's like, you can list off all these guys that you want, but there's one name that's not on that list, me. You know why? Because you never beat me. You haven't beat me, Roman. So he's like, let me introduce myself, or let me reintroduce myself to you. My name is Samoa Joe, and I am the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship, and I am going to be your new Universal Champion. So Roman Reigns looks at Joe. They have a nice little stare down. He's like, you know, Joe, I didn't think I was going to agree with what Paul Heyman said last week, but I'm going to agree with him here. You're not Samoa Joe. You're just someone named Joe. So obviously this angered Samoa Joe. The same headbutt that he gave Brock Lesnar last week, he gave to Roman Reigns here. Roman fucking falls right out of the ring. Big brawl on the outside. Joe goes for the coquina clutch, but eats a Superman punch instead. So now, we got Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns in a match on Monday Night Raw. Let me stop there. I don't like that WWE gave away this match for free, but with the events that took place later on in the evening, I really didn't mind too much. This is a main event match. To some, this might be a WrestleMania-worthy match. I hope to see this down the line. I like the two Samoans going at it. I think they got great chemistry in the ring. I think they could give us a great feud with some importance behind it when the time is right. And I even said it this months ago. I would love to see this on a bigger stage because these two, to me, have a big fight feel. I don't like Roman Reigns. You guys know how I feel about Roman Reigns' character. I fucking hate it. You know, I hate the fact that WWE won't give us what we need in Roman as a heel. But Roman and the intensity he brings to a feud, just from what we've seen with him and Braun Strowman, I could see the same thing with he and Samoa Joe. Roman is very intense, and when matched with the right opponent, with someone who is just as intense as he, it's always going to end up being a legit fight. Okay? I don't mind Reigns and Lesnar. The only thing that I don't like this time around is that there's just so much inevitability. End it already and give us Reigns as the champion so we get out of this fucking, this linear path that we're on. Because everything that Reigns is doing right now is only going to end up with him and Lesnar. Give us something different. Or just end this misery and give him the title already. We might be getting Reigns versus Lesnar. WWE might have fast-tracked Reigns and Lesnar for SummerSlam, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Samoa Joe is looking like a fucking superstar week in and week out. After that attack on Paul Heyman, after he showed up and confronted Brock Lesnar and had absolutely no fear whatsoever, he's looking fantastic. WWE has a shining star on their hands. If they let him shine, WWE will have a badass, legit motherfucker on their hands that they could count on to just bring this show some legitimacy. And Samoa Joe is that man. Now, I don't think he's going to win the title. I don't think WWE is even going to think about giving him the title. But if they do, they got a winner in Joe. I didn't like that they gave this match away for free, but with the events that came after this, with the events that came during the match, I didn't mind it too much. But that's what happened in the beginning of the show. That was the other big thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. One side note about Roman Reigns, with him going over his accolades and main eventing WrestleMania and this and that and this and that, you know, he didn't really sound too much heelish in that promo. You know, he had the dialogue of a heel, but his demeanor was like smiling and smirking and fucking laughing about it. That's not the type of Roman that I want. I want the angry Roman. I want him to come out and just have this no bullshit attitude. I don't give a fuck what the fans are booing or cheering or saying, you know? He's soaking it all up and he's smiling. I don't want to see smiley Roman, okay? This is why I don't like Roman in the first place. Don't smile about your fucking accolades. You know, have this I'm a dick attitude. I'll like you a little bit more. So I didn't like the smiley, you know, the joking around Roman Reigns last night. Everything he said last night was with this fucking smile. Made me cringe, you know? Give me the Roman that we seen during that Raw after WrestleMania, where all he did was say one word and have this fucking nasty face on. That's the Roman I want. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. That's just something that I noticed. But Reigns and Joe, they did have a match. It was 20 minutes. Great fucking match. Again, I would love to see these two go at it again. But the biggest thing that happened here, after a 20-minute brawl between these guys, we see an ambulance. We see an ambulance pull up in the back. I'm hearing this beep, 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 and all of a sudden they show the Titantron, and the ambulance is backing into the arena. I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Braun Strowman emerges from the fucking ambulance. He fucking screams at the top of his lungs, and it was just something so fucking great, man. The crowd popped. Huge babyface pop for Braun Strowman. Something that I didn't think we would ever see. Feuding with Roman has made Braun Strowman into the biggest babyface on Monday Night Raw. And he gets to the ring, or he heads to the ring after emerging from the ambulance and fucking screaming at the top of his lungs. The match is still going on with Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. Roman is just fucking dumbfounded. I'm like, what the fuck? He's got this I don't believe this fucking look on his face. So while he's seeing Braun Strowman head to the ring and emerge from the ambulance, Samoa Joe locked in the coquina clutch. And that's it. He locked in the coquina clutch. Huge win for Samoa Joe. And Roman passed out. That was it. I didn't mind the match. I didn't mind it too much with Braun Strowman's inclusion. Okay? I don't like that WWE booked this match during the show. This is something that should be hyped up. But the fact that they did that, I didn't mind it so much when Braun Strowman emerged from the ambulance. It was the right ending. Absolutely the right ending. WWE did not want to job out Roman Reigns. You knew that they weren't. And obviously, they need to keep Samoa Joe looking strong. So they got the right victory. With Braun Strowman distracting Roman Reigns from what was going on in the ring with Samoa Joe got the coquina clutch on Roman for the win. Great moment. Roman heads to the ring after Joe choked out Roman with the coquina clutch. He picks up the microphone and told him that he's not done with him yet. Huge fucking pop. Strowman grabs him by the vest, picks him up, slams him face first into the mat. He challenged Reigns to an ambulance match at Great Balls of Fire. Now, this is what I think is going to happen here. The ambulance match stipulation is clearly going to play into the ending of this match. Strowman coming back after what Roman did. Roman put him out of commission. Strowman coming back, you know he's going to want his revenge. The rumored match for Great Balls of Fire was Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. That had to take a back seat. WWE, in the meantime, needed a buffer in between before we get to SummerSlam. Samoa Joe is that buffer. Right now, there is a dash of unpredictability because WWE did not anticipate Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar being so great. They didn't expect the fans to be so heavily invested in what's going on. That video right now is close to 7 million views, the pull-apart brawl that we seen last week. That's a lot of fucking views. That's a lot of fucking eyes and thumbs up. People clearly are interested in seeing Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar go one-on-one based on who they are. So I don't know. We don't know what WWE has in mind. They can pull off an upset. We could see Joe versus Lesnar. We can see a fatal four-way. We could see a triple threat. We don't know. But all I know is if people's investment in this storyline with Joe and Lesnar continues on into Great Balls of Fire, Joe might be hanging around the main event scene for a little bit. And this might not be a one-off like Meltzer reported. Now, the likely scenario is Braun Strowman beating Roman Reigns at Great Balls of Fire in the ambulance match simply because Roman will not have to be pinned to lose. All Braun Strowman has to do is lock him in the ambulance. Boom, done. No pinfall. Roman ain't going to look bad. Probably going to be an all-out war. So both men are going to look good regardless. Hopefully nobody gets injured. But Strowman beating Reigns is a huge possibility based on the ambulance stipulation and the fact that Roman already injured Strowman and took him out for a month and a half. So based on that fact alone, Strowman might beat Reigns, Lesnar might beat Joe, and we might get Strowman versus Lesnar, which presents a fresh matchup, something that we've never seen before, another legit contest, and a main event that is SummerSlam worthy. So they got a lot of things going for them there. Meanwhile, Reigns and Joe can battle over who is the number one contender. That's probably the likely scenario here. But I think everything with Reigns and Strowman is fantastic. I think that segment was great. The pop, the excitement, the fucking anticipation of him coming back. Indiana popped big for Braun Strowman. And it's great to see, man. I'll be the first to say that I was wrong. And I don't like admitting I'm wrong because I'm an ignorant motherfucker. Okay? I'm a very stubborn individual. But the fact that we see Braun Strowman in the Wyatt family, and I put him on version 2 of Get Off My TV, and now we see Braun Strowman. I am a huge supporter of what Braun Strowman is doing. I have seen the progress that this guy is making. And I see the legit nature that he brings to the fucking product. And that means the world to me, man. If you can sell me on your intensity and the legitimacy that you bring to the product, and I see that you're actually getting better, that means the world to me, man. And the fact that, like I said, he has a fucking career-long rival in Roman Reigns. This is a career-long rival that he's got in Roman Reigns. These two, I don't say this a lot about Roman Reigns, but when Reigns and Strowman are in the ring together, it certainly has that big match feel. I don't want to use the word magic, but they got great chemistry, and they work together very well. I'm very excited for that ambulance match, and I thought last night's segment was fucking great. So those were the big things that happened on Monday Night Raw, okay? Those were the big things. Reigns, Joe, Strowman coming back, the ambulance match being made official for Great Balls of Fire, Kurt Angle getting to the bottom of the Enzo Big Cass thing. We talked about all that. Other than that, this show really didn't offer anything else, man. It really didn't offer anything else at all. We got a tag team match between the Hardys, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Hardys won here, Swanton Bomb by Jeff to, I think it was Gallows. So that was done. Hardy Boys win that. I don't know where they're going with the tag team division, like I said. I mentioned with that whole Enzo and Cass talk, I don't know where they're going with the tag team titles or the tag team division in general. Obviously, Sheamus and Cesaro and the Hardys are not done. We got at least one more match to go between these teams. But what are we going to see? We already seen a steel cage match. Steel cage matches are usually a match that blows off a feud. We've seen that already at Extreme Rules. Are we going to see a ladder match? Are we going to see a TLC match? You know, we got a 2 out of 3 falls match last week that ended in a draw. So clearly there's no decisive winner here. What are they going to do? We know the Hardys have at least one more match with Sheamus and Cesaro. I don't see them winning, but what are WWE going to do to make this last match mean something? I don't know. I'm worried about the tag team division as a whole. After the split of Enzo and Cass, I'm just worried about the tag team division as a whole. Because like I said before, the Hardys are not going to be together all that much longer. You know the WWE is going to break them away. So we got that to worry about, and we got what are the WWE going to do with the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro at Great Balls of Fire? What are you going to do to counter a 2 out of 3 falls match and a steel cage match? I don't know. We'll see what happens, but the Hardys get their win back. They're, again, being fast-tracked to another tag team championship match against Sheamus and Cesaro. Elias Sampson, one of my new favorite things about this show, and I don't have a lot of favorite things at all about this show, but Elias Sampson is definitely one of them. He cuts a promo, starting to sing for everybody. He says, please calm down, put your cell phones away, be quiet, and I'll give you the song that you all deserve. And he says, listen, I need to tune my guitar. I can't tune my guitar with all this noise going on. I could sit here all night. So, like a dick, Elias Sampson starts tuning his guitar. He's interrupted by Finn Balor, who walks out. And he does his whole shtick, the whole entrance. Elias Sampson standing in the ring. And they just have a huge stare down. Now, I don't see this necessarily being good for Elias Sampson. You know, right now, Finn Balor has nothing to do. You know, he was supposed to feud with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt went from Roman Reigns to Finn Balor, or Finn Balor to Roman Reigns, and not to Seth Rollins. Don't understand it. But Finn Balor stared down Elias Sampson. Elias Sampson walks out of the ring with his guitar over his shoulder as Balor stood in the ring for his match against Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas has this disheveled look, man. He's got this unique look that is very Wyatt family-esque. I don't know. But I wish they'd do something with Bo Dallas instead of making him a jobber to Finn Balor. You know? But listen, Jinder Mahal ended up the same way. Maybe Bo Dallas could be on his way to a Universal Championship title reign. Who the fuck knows? But Bo Dallas has got a great look, man. I raised my eyebrows. I actually popped to see Bo Dallas. He looks great. I don't know why they don't use him. But he ate a coup de grace. Boom. Balor wins. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins was in the ring. He talked about being on the cover of WWE 2K18. After making a decision to join the Authority, he says that although he won the championship and pay off his house, he couldn't look into the mirror anymore. He said after burning bridges, the fans gave him a second chance and nothing could buy that. Babyface talk from Seth Rollins. I don't like the babyface Seth Rollins. I like the heel dick Seth Rollins with that maniacal laugh. He says that he is our cover of the WWE 2K18 video game. He says that we get to decide who we are. Bray Wyatt then appeared on the big screen and says that he can feel the struggle within Rollins as he's still transforming into what the fans want him to be. He says that you could wear the clothes of an honest man, but deep down he knows Rollins is not that man. Bray, are you wearing the clothes of an honest man, bruh? Are you? Huh? Are you wearing the clothes of an honest man? You know, I don't know. Whatever. So Bray Wyatt is talking more gibberish and bullshit to Seth Rollins. Rollins says that he's not that man, but the man. Says that Wyatt has the biggest ego and knows everything, but life doesn't work that way. He knew that he had a heck of a last few years, but people that know him are excited to be seeing him in the ring. He says that the truth about gods are that they are only in our minds and that Wyatt is a coward. Wyatt said that Rollins is not safe and those who take his name in vain will be punished. Again, another cheap shot at his wife, Samantha. Again, with the man in the honest clothes, or the honest man in whatever the fuck he was talking about. And him having people take his name in vain. Again, all little fucking subtleties towards his divorce with his wife, Samantha. Wyatt says that he was here, and then obviously walked down to the ring with the lantern. Now, something really odd happened here. There was a brawl, and Rollins jumps off the top rope and does this huge cross body. All of a sudden, I see Wyatt bleeding from the mouth. I see Rollins bleeding from the face. They had a head-on collision off that crossbody dive from Rollins onto Wyatt onto the floor. I don't know what happened, but when they slowed it down, we seen Rollins' face hit Wyatt's face. Now, from what I interpret here, it looked like Bray's teeth actually fucking sliced Seth Rollins' face, and you seen just a huge gash on Rollins' face as he walked up the ramp with blood flowing down his face. Wyatt was bleeding from his mouth. It might have been Wyatt's teeth caught Seth Rollins on the face. I don't know what it was yet. I didn't hear anything about that, but I do know that Rollins had his face stitched up after that collision with Bray Wyatt. Again, I'm not overly excited about this feud, nor do I care. I just think they're two guys who are just in the midst of nothing right now, and the best thing is to pair a guy that has nothing to do with a guy that has nothing to do, and you pair them together. I just don't give a shit. There are much more important things to be worrying about on this show than Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins. Very difficult to be invested in that program when they both are doing nothing. Akira Tozawa versus TJP. Nobody fucking cares. You got the whole Titus Brand thing going on here with Akira Tozawa. Tozawa gets the win. He hits the top rope splash on TJP. Titus O'Neil cut a promo about how Tozawa is money. Neville interrupted and told Tozawa to tread lightly, as if he continues to disrespect him, then Tozawa will be destroyed. O'Neil said that Neville is scared. He's a scared little boy, and that Tozawa would destroy Neville. I just don't care, man. WWE has damaged the Cruiserweight division so much that I just don't care about anything that they got going on with this show or 205 Live. What else did we have here? Sheamus and Cesaro versus Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil. Absolutely nothing there. Cesaro with an uppercut to Crews. Then they hit their tag team finisher for the win. Sheamus and Cesaro win. Who cares? Nobody gives a fuck. It's matches like this that tune people out of this show. Sasha Banks was supposed to wrestle Emma. However, before the match started, we got Emma coming into a little confrontation with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss was supposed to be doing commentary. So Emma, instead of going to the ring, she goes up to the commentary table, and Emma was screaming, "You want to walk out on me?" And then they start fighting. So Alexa Bliss runs down to the ring, and behind Nia Jax, she hides behind Nia Jax. Or I think it was supposed to be Banks versus Jax, but Alexa Bliss was supposed to be doing commentary. Yes, that's what it was. It's supposed to be Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks. You can see how I don't fucking care about the women on this show. Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks, and Alexa was supposed to be doing commentary. Emma comes out and interrupts Alexa doing commentary. Emma chases Alexa into the ring. Alexa's hiding behind Nia, and Nia throws Alexa into Emma. There's a big brawl. You know, we got Mickie James coming out, Dana Brooke coming out, all the women are fighting. Then all of a sudden, Bayley comes out like I'm supposed to be fucking surprised or excited to see Bayley, right? Bayley showed more intensity in that little segment than she did in the last month and a half in her feud with Alexa Bliss. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. The women right now are ice cold on Monday Night Raw. I don't give a flying fuck about anything the women are doing on this show. So that was that. The babyfaces stood tall in the ring. I don't know where they're going. It's like WWE on Raw is trying to upstage SmackDown. It's like, you know, normally we see maybe 2 or 3 women on Monday Night Raw in a 3-hour show. Now, Monday Night Raw, for the last couple of weeks, if you started to notice, they've been incorporating older women into the show, whether it's minor or not. They all at least play some part on Monday Night Raw in a big brawl or a fucking 8-man tag or whatever. They're all featured on the show in some way, shape, or form. All together. Because SmackDown's doing that, you know? But I know why WWE's doing it is because they're trying to upstage Monday Night Raw. They're trying to upstage SmackDown, you know? They always got to be the better show. But I care more about the women on SmackDown than I do Monday Night Raw. That's a given. There was a backstage segment here with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Now, I don't know why WWE dragged these guys away from catering, but I'm glad. I've been lobbying for these guys to be used on Monday Night Raw since the fucking brand split. So finally, Axel and Bo Dallas are being used. Curtis Axel told Bo Dallas that he believes in him. Maybe Bo needs to tell his brother that he believes in him. Well, he probably did because that's the only way he got JoJo. Anyway, he said positivity brings purpose, as he always tells him. The Miz walked in and apologized for interrupting their pity party. Miz says that he couldn't help but notice Bo hasn't been looking so hot lately. Axel told Miz to shut up. Miz explained that they were action stars on the set of the Marine 4. But in WWE, they are not players. He says they have no one to blame but themselves. He says they're just comic relief with a stupid smile and this positivity crap. He says the Bo on the Marine set would have slapped this version of Bo right in the mouth. Miz challenged Axel to hit him when Axel told him to be careful what he says. Miz says that he'll go on to be Intercontinental Champion and Axel will be in catering. They gotta be listening to my show, bro. They gotta be listening to my show. If he says they join his entourage, he'll make them into stars and their families would be proud of them. And they would be the stars that they were meant to be. It's a casting call of a lifetime. Think about it. So obviously Miz wants them to play a role completely different than the role that they are playing now. What does this mean? So we go to the Miz TV segment, and the Miz has Maurice on Miz TV. He's got the big package in the ring. He's got two bears on each side of the package saying, "I'm sorry." You know? So we got this whole getup once again. Last week was a fucking embarrassment. We got a bear teaming with the Intercontinental Championship. This week we got more bears. More bears. So I didn't go into this, expecting anything good coming out of this. So Maurice is on Miz TV. He's got the champagne. He's like, "I love you, honey. You're the woman of my dreams, the light of my life. I got this big gift for you." She opens the gift. It's the grandfather clock that The Miz destroyed last week in the attack that he thought was Dean Ambrose. So she's like, "Oh my God, he restored it. He brought it back to life." All of a sudden, while they're drinking champagne, Dean Ambrose comes out and interrupts this segment again. Ambrose gets in the ring. He didn't have this violent nature to him. He was just standing there. So The Miz was a little standoffish. And all of a sudden, he pulls Maurice in front of him as Ambrose takes a glass of champagne, throws it, which was meant for The Miz. Miz throws his wife in front of him, and she takes the full brunt of the champagne. So now at this point, Maurice is pissed. She's like, "Get away from me. Don't touch me." She walked out of the ring. Ambrose was going to attack The Miz again, but the Bears start attacking Dean Ambrose. So it's a 3-on-1 attack. We got these two Bears and The Miz attacking Dean Ambrose. The Bears unmask themselves. It's Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas in the role of a lifetime. As extras, as bears. I'm sure Mr. Perfect is fucking looking down on his son, so proud that he's playing a fucking bear on television. You know? So, The Miz has hired Axel and Bo Dallas as his entourage. I'm not going to say anything bad about this, man. I'm not going to say anything bad about this. I've been wanting Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel on television for months. In some type of role. Bo Dallas has a great look. He's very, very good in the ring. Axel is the son of Mr. Perfect. I don't want to see how you aren't booking the son of Mr. Perfect on your show. This is why I want both of them to go to SmackDown. I thought that they would be fantastic on SmackDown. They would have a new lease on life on SmackDown. But them in this role, playing the Miz's extras, as long as they're on TV, man, this could be a very, very good role. This could be another tag team if WWE wants to utilize them, but it's another heel team. But these guys could be used as the Miz's, I guess, he's calling them the entourage, but, they could be his co-stars or something along those lines. I like this role for them. I think this is going to be very good. They're on television. They're standing next to the Intercontinental Champion. The Miz is a fucking heat magnet. Why not? If any type of rub from The Miz and what he's been doing rubs off on Axel and Bo Dallas right now, that's only a good thing, man. I'm looking at this in a positive light. So I can't wait to see what happens. I like what's going on here, and I'm very interested to see what's going on with Axel and Bo Dallas right now. And it certainly adds a nice little wrinkle into this continuation of Miz and Ambrose. I'm done with the feud, but if this adds something else to it, I'm for it, man. I think this was very well done. And I like the inclusion of Axel and Bo Dallas. That's pretty much it, man. That was Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. If you enjoyed the video, let me know down below and sound off in the comments down below. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Let me know what you thought of everything, and I will be back. There's some breaking news today that Shelton Benjamin is negotiating with the WWE again. I'll have any more news and rumors. I might make an extra video later on today. SmackDown Live tonight. I'll be doing the review tonight after the show. So stick with me, guys. A lot of stuff coming on the channel today. Thank you all so very much. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Subscribe down below with the bell for that notification. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. And please show some love to Audible. AudibleTrial.com/offthescript. I'll be back later today, guys. Thank you so much. Leave that thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later today.